Saxon Algebra 1, Lesson 116. We're wrapping up the end of the week once again. Only one more week to go. And we're dealing with some straight algebra today. We're dealing with fractions that have square roots in the denominators. As mathematicians, we don't want radical signs in the denominators. The reason why is because these are not rational numbers. They're very often, a square root is often an irrational number, and we don't want them in our denominators. If we have to have them in the top, we'll deal with it, but not in the denominators. So we don't want any pig houses in the denominator, because they are irrational. So when we see this, we need to fix it. And there are several ways to fix it. It's easy. But that process of fixing it is called rationalizing the denominator. That's what we're learning how to do, is how to rationalize our denominators. The easiest way to do it, when we just have a single pig house with a little number chilling in it, is we just multiply it by itself. Because any two pigs on the inside make a single pig on the outside, so this will be equal to 3, right? It's the easiest way to fix it, is just multiply it by itself, and then two pigs will hop out as one, and it'll be happy. Now, the only drama is we have to do the same thing to the top, right? But that's not a big deal. This is considered a far more desirable presentation of the answer because we have a rational denominator, all right? And as mathematicians, we breathe a sigh of contentment and relief when we see this form because it looks balanced and stable to us. This looks crazy. We don't want this, but this is fine. All right, I'll also tell you that in this problem, John started it out like this. He had the pigs living in a townhouse, right? A 2-story condo. Well, we know this. The pigs are all about moving to their own spaces, right? So we can change it to that anytime we want. All right, the pigs can move in and out of the 2-story as needed. All right, let's do another example. Simplify. Okay, now this denominator looks manageable. You can do the same thing we did there. The numerator looks a little crazy though, so let's figure that out. But first things first, let's just ignore that and go, okay, we need to rationalize this denominator, so we're gonna multiply it by square root of 2, and when we do, we'll just get a nice plain 2 on the bottom, right? We're just using that basic rule. Now, we have to do the same thing on the top, because we're all about that. This is a binomial, so let's put parentheses around it, and remember it's gonna be like this. All right, so we just distribute it. It's a single term times a binomial. So it's kind of backwards. We usually distribute with the single number on this side, but it works, right? That's why I just draw these to remind me it's fine. All right, pigs times pigs, wolves times wolves, never the two shall meet. So square root of 2 times 4 is 4 square root of 2. And then these two pigs can multiply. And that is our final answer, nice and rationalized, as every good denominator should be. Again, some students go, but there's radicals in the top. I understand, but get used to the idea that as a mathematician, this doesn't bother you. This is delightful. That's a nightmare, okay? So rationalizing the denominator is our goal, not exercising the pig house demons from the whole problem. That's not, we just can't make that happen. Okay, and then one more. Kind of like the one we just did. where there's a binomial going on top, but later we're gonna deal with binomials in the bottom, but for now we just have single terms, single pig houses. So we know it's gonna be square root of 5, because that will get us to that. That's easy and fun. But we have to do it up here as well. So I put parentheses and I do this. That's a wolf and a pig. 2 square root of 5, right? Now, when I go to multiply this, I can see it's gonna be plus the square root of what? That's 75, right? I'm pretty sure that I can simplify this. I just have a really good feeling that I can. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out what are the prime factors of 75. Well, let's see. It's 25 times 3, and then that's 5 times 5. So this 75 equals 3 times 5 times 5. So I can pull out a pair of 5 pigs and drop them out here, and that will leave me with the 3 inside. So my final answer is 2 square root of 5 plus 5 square root of 3, and then the whole thing is over 5. If you're in a super reducey kind of mood, you might think, is there some way I can factor, like cancel out this 5 and this 5 and that 5? No, there's nothing more we can do. This is done. And it's perfect, so be happy. But that's as far as we can take it. That is completely reduced and fully rationalized, and the mathematician vibes in you are just chill. Okay, guess what? That's the end of 116. That's the end of this week. We are done. I will see you next time for 117. Thank you, goodbye.